anti-war protest in November that was by that Aneurin Bevan statue just in Queen Street. So I wrote this sonnet and I'm going to read it now. And then I'm going to read something really stupid. So the first one is called Please Just Stop. A sonnet about actually thinking. When people get to feel that this is right, that this life's gonna miss is a result, forget about the words, just have a fight. A land, someone's homeland, spun through tumult. The rhetoric of politics shines dull. A girl, a boy, we all are girls and boys, till badness wins a bullet in the skull, just ciphers, tools or puppets, flaccid toys. If war and hate are sharp brothers in arms, the sisters on the wards must make their men. It's not the guns and bombs that strike the harms. The minds that make soldiers must start to end. Our poems may not stop these bloody wars, but words might shake their causes, reckless cause. And then I've got a really tiny little piece. I do a thing called word riffs, where you take a word and you just mix it up and you get all the letters and you make words out of it. And I thought I would do these 4 words: war and peace, Tolstoy. So you can only use those letters. We wrote an old tale and real tears rattled alone. I wrote this on the toilet this morning. We rooted and looted and tore and wasted. On a paltry note, please stay away. We tasted coal and peat, sowed oats on a petal. An end, a plaster, deny. Deny! Deny. Thank you.
Okay, next up we have Gareth.
Hello. Can I do an advert? I forgot to ask you before. Can I do an advert? I'd like to invite you to another open mic on the 11th of April in Dempsey's opposite the castle at 7 p.m. It's a Monday night. We have a visiting writer come in, Fleet David, and then there'll be an open mic, but there's only about 10 slots. So if you want to speak at it, you have to be there at 7 to sign up. Okay. So thank you for allowing me to do that advert. Renn. My name's Gareth. I'm going to do a story, but I'd like to do an interactive story tonight. Okay? So I'd like you to join in. Are you capable of doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay? So you're going to have a line. Okay? And the line is, pull the handle, pull the handle. Try that.
Pull the handle, pull the handle.
And then open it, open it. Okay? Try that bit.
Open it, open it.
So let's put that all together. Pull the handle, open it, open it.
Pull the handle, open it, open it.
Bit more rhythm to it. Pull the handle, open it, open it.
Pull the handle, open it, open it. Pull the handle, open it, open it. Pull the handle, open it, open it.
So anytime I do that, okay, I want you to say that, okay? If I do that, just stop, okay? Let's just try one more time.
Pull the handle, open.
Good. Okay, so this isn't really about war, it's about a battle that I have sometimes in my life, okay? Things will become clear as I go along. It's called Pull Me. So, she looked like a dark-haired Barbie doll. Her eyelashes were so long it looked like they came into the room seconds before she did. Her face was caked with makeup and her hair was pulled back into a tight into a tight ponytail that bounced up and down as she walked down the plane. She smiled and asked me if I wouldn't mind moving to the emergency exit row. Well, it was a no-brainer. I was on a budget airline with little or no legroom and 2 noisy Spaniards for company. She was giving me the low-cost equivalent of business class. I was going to have 3 seats to myself and legroom longer than those eyelashes. But there'd be one problem: temptation. Now, it was a 2-hour flight, and I knew that for the whole of those 2 hours, I'd have those voices in my head.
Pull the handle, open it, open it. Pull the handle, open it, open it.
Serious, sensible, sober me wanted nothing to do with this crazy caper. I knew that if I pulled the handle of the emergency exit, then the plane would come crashing down to earth, killing everybody on board, especially me. But the consequences didn't seem to have any effect on the gremlins. If anything, it made them stronger, more vociferous, more persuasive.
Pull the handle, open it, open it. Pull the handle, open it, open it.
I forgot. I just got carried away. So, I tried to tell myself not to listen. Just because they shout loudest, it doesn't mean that they're right. But everywhere I looked on the plane, there were little reminders. On the handle itself, the word pull was emblazoned. On the seat in front of me, the instructions made it look oh so easy. And of course, in my mind were those voices.
Pull the handle, open it, open it.
My fingers began to itch. Tears leaked from my eyes. My hand began to move towards the handle as I realized the rational side of my brain was losing the battle. I touched the cold red metal.
Pull the handle, open it, open it.
This was it. I was going to do it. I was going to pull the handle. I was going to kill everybody on board this plane. Is everything all right? I looked up to see the sweet face of the Barbie doll. Oh, I was crying now. There was guilt all over my face. Please, can I move back to my other seat, I said. Of course, she said, looking rather concerned. So I stood up, and just as I was about to step away, the voices started again.
Pull the handle, open it, open it.
I reached back and yanked the handle. Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks. Sorry, I'd forgotten I said I'd do something. So into that, pull the handle. So I've got quite a few about internal conflicts. Because that seems to be what I'm mostly right about. So I thought I'd do, if I can find it, this one. Yeah, it's called Another Brick in Another Wall. See this? This wall that stands before me. Brick by brick by brick, I built this. Some stones are ancient, ancestral arms passed down the bloodline, and some salvaged from scraps of former damaged dwellings, and some are freshly cut. Brick by brick by brick, I built this. Layers of uncertainty between layers of anxiety, and mortar made of mistrust and misery. Slices of slate mingled with breeze blocks, stones of shame and scandal. Brick by brick by brick, I built this. Unsatisfied, I turned to my right and painstakingly placed pain on top of pain on top of pain. Plastered with precision, I'm perfecting my craft. Cinder blocks of desolation buttered with humiliation. Brick by brick by brick, I built this. On my left, this was created. Concrete and cement donated. Through callous calls and careless cheers, through heartache and headache and bone ache and blood ache, this wall built itself. Brick by brick by brick. And now I barricade this pen, constructing my own confinement, closing up my concrete coffin. It started as a search for solitude, but in building this cell, I forged a hell, 4 walls of wounds and pain, brick by brick by brick. But my expertise, my craftsmanship, beautifully inadequate, and in the stillness the sound of slate tinkers to the ground, and a thread of light comes through. And if I scratch a little, and a little more, I can squeeze my finger in. Well, now I have an eye hole, a spy hole from within. Bye.